Hello friends, this is Professor S.S. Dade. Now in this session we are going to discuss the important topic performance of transmission line, which is from power system 2. Friends, as we know that there are three different methods available for the analysis of medium transmission line. That methods are end condenser method, nominal T method and nominal pi method. Now in this particular session we are focusing on the nominal T method for the analysis of medium transmission line. Now this is the circuit representation of nominal T method. Particularly in nominal T method, the total capacitance of line is assumed to be concentrated at the midpoint of the line, and half the line resistance and reactance are lumped on its either side, and the total charging current of the line flows up to the midpoint of the line, and the total network looks like a T section. That's why name is nominal T method. It is always advantageous to work with phase quantities instead of line values for the analysis of line. So friends, let's consider some parameters of the line for the analysis. Let IR is the load current per phase, R is the resistance per phase, XL is inductive reactance per phase, C is the capacitance per phase, cos phi R is receiving end power factor which is always lagging, phi S is the sending end voltage per phase, and voltage across capacitor is phi 1. Now by referring this circuit representation of nominal T method, we can draw the phasor diagram for this method. To draw the phasor diagram to this method, we take phi R as a reference phasor, and by considering that receiving end voltage as a reference phasor, we will draw the phasor diagram. Now this is the phasor diagram for this method, in which phi R is taken as reference phasor. Now because of the assumption of concentration of capacitance at the midpoint of the line, the whole line will get distributed in two different sections. Now we will consider the section which is from the receiving end side. In that section we have receiving end current and receiving end voltage. Now to represent the receiving end current IR with respect to phi R, as we have connected the lagging load, therefore the current phasor lags the voltage by some angle which will be in between 0 to 90 degree, because we have assumed that there is a RL load. That IR is represented lagging to the phi R. Now in the second section of the line, the voltage across capacitor is phi 1. Now according to the KVL, that phi 1 is nothing but the summation of voltage across the load plus total voltage drop in the second part of the line. Therefore we have the line drops in the second section as IR into R by 2, which will be resistive drop, and IR into XL by 2, which will be inductive drop. Now to represent IR into R by 2, pure resistive drop in second section or in second loop, that IR into R by 2 is resistive drop which will be in phase with current IR. Therefore we have to add that IR into R by 2 phasor with phi R, but that drop will be in phase with IR. Also, we have to add the reactive drop IR into XL by 2. Now that reactive drop is leading the leading the current IR by an angle 90 degree. So we have represented IR into XL by 2, and the summation of phi R plus resistive drop plus reactive drop, it will gives the resultant voltage phi1, which will appears across the capacitor. Also, in the section 1 of the line, we have sending end current and sending end voltage. So there also two voltage drops are present, that resistive drop Is into R by 2 and reactive drop Is into XL by 2. Now that Is into R by 2 voltage drop is in phase with current Is, but we have to represent the Is current first. So that sending end current is the phasor summation of IR and IC. Already we have the phasor IR, we have to represent phasor IC. Now IC is the current through the capacitor, and voltage present across capacitor is phi1. Therefore, that capacitive current leads the voltage by an angle of 90 degree. Therefore, that IC we have to add with IR, but that will be leading to the phasor phi1. Therefore, phasor summation of IR plus IC gives the resultant IS. Now we have the phasor IS. We can represent now Is into R by 2, that resistive drop Is into R by 2 must be in phase with Is, and we have to add that drop with the phi1. Therefore, from point C, I will draw the phasor Is into R by 2. Now similarly we have to draw again Is into XL by 2. This is reactive drop of first section. So that Is into XL by 2 drop will be leads the current Is by 90 degree. So from point D, I will draw the phasor Is into XL by 2. Now the resultant of phasor summation of phi1 plus Is into R by 2 plus Is into XL by 2, that gives the total sending end voltage Vs. In this way, we can represent the phasor relations for nominal T method. Now, by referring that phasor diagram and circuit representation, we can write the equations for each and every parameters of the line. So we have first parameter, receiving end voltage. That voltage is a phasor quantity, so we can represent phi r bar equal to, as we have taken phi r as a reference phasor, simply we can represent phi r bar equal to phi r plus j0. Now we have to represent receiving end current IR bar. That IR we can represent as equal to magnitude of that receiving end current, that is I or IR, into cos phi r minus j sin phi r. That I represent the magnitude of receiving end current, and inside the bracket cos phi r minus j sin phi r represent exact position of that current phasor from the reference phasor. Then we can represent voltage across capacitor phi1. That phi1 is equal to receiving end voltage phasor plus IR into Z by 2. That Z by 2 is nothing but the impedance of second part of the line, which is almost half of the total impedance of the line. Therefore, that equation phi1 becomes phi1 bar equal to receiving end voltage phi r plus we can put the value of IR bar as IR cos phi r minus J sin phi r. That impedance of line we can write Z by 2 as R by 2 plus J XL by 2. This is the equation for voltage across capacitor Phi1. Now to represent the current through the capacitor IC bar. IC bar equal to, simply we can write J into omega C into voltage across capacitor Phi1, where omega is equal to 2 pi f. Therefore this IC bar equation becomes J 2 pi f C into Phi1 bar. Now the total sending end current easily we can find out by taking the phasor summation of IR plus IC. That IR and IC, both the currents already we know from above equations. Now to find the sending end voltage Phi s. That Phi s is equal to voltage across capacitor plus Is into Z by 2. That Z by 2 is the impedance of first line section. This equation becomes Phi s equal to Phi1 plus Is, which value of Is is already known to us. Now put that Z by 2 as R by 2 plus J XL by 2. Now in this way we can find all the parameters of the line, and once we know all the parameters of medium transmission line, we can easily find out the performance of line is nothing but we can find out the line losses, we can find out the voltage regulation of the line, and also we can find out the transmission efficiency of line. This is all about the nominal T method.